2020, 2024. I'm looking around. I'm thinking, where's this damn dog at? We got an old dog. I might have to go look for it. In the meantime, I just wanted to sing a little bit of something for you. That's right. Sing a little bit of something for you. I hope you're ready for that. I've been gone for a long time, but it's probably fairly important. All right. So here goes. You say that I am a psychopath, sitting at the bar and drinking my coffee black. You look at me and you start to laugh. You say I am a psychopath. This part where it goes, doom, 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 doom. And it comes back to me and I say, you were born a wild child, riding down the road, messing with my radio dial. You give me such a sinister smile. You were born a wild child, and I love you just because. But saying I love you don't feel like enough. One day I will return to dust. Was there life before there was us? Was there life before there was us? And it goes, ding, 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 ding. I don't know if y'all ever heard this song. It's a song by Morgan Wade. We'll talk about it again. We've talked about Morgan Wade before. More of it says, right? Hold on, where was I at? Yeah. All right, so it goes, can I steal you away from here? Drive somewhere where the view is clear. All of your dreams are your parents' fears. But can I steal you away from here? Now I love you just because. Saying I love you don't feel like one day I will return to dust. Was there life before there was us? Was there life before there? That's real deep. That part gets to me. It's real deep. When it goes, I don't have no backup music right now. All right, so I had to explain it to you. It's a case if you never heard of it, but I suggest you go hear it if you never heard of it. Morgan Wade. It's called The Psychopath. All right. So here's the last part. She says, you might be the death of me. Wait, where was that? Okay. Throw my ashes out into the sea. Get drunk and give your eulogy. You might be the death of me. And I love you just because. Saying I love you don't feel like enough. One day I will return to dust. Was there life before there was us? Was there life before there was us? Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. But that's it for tonight. I just wanted to do that cover. Talked about Morgan Wade a little bit before. I don't know if you caught that. I don't know if y'all know who Morgan Wade is. But I gotta say, out of all her songs that I've heard before, A lot of them are pretty good. I gotta say, it's got a lot of them pretty good that I like a lot out of her archive. But to this day, it's my favorite. It's called Psychopath. It's actually the first song that I ever heard of Morgan Wade. I think it was real deep. She was getting real deep with it. And I decided to myself, I said, um, and oh sh- oh shit. Who knows if my stream's gonna cut out or not? I'm just right here. It's pretty far from the route choppy and stuff. But yeah, it's been something in the back of my mind for quite some time. It's just like to get into music, to get into, I don't know, singing, rapping, talking, whatever it is people do over music. It's been on the back of my mind, right? I always think about doing it, but then I never do it. And you want to know why? I don't know why. But if I had to venture to guess, if I did have to guess, and I would guess this for most people, when you're in a house in which nobody, you don't know anybody who does anything musical, especially sing, something like that. Nobody ever does. And you kind of grow up, feel comfortable with it. You're uncomfortable doing it. Of course, you ain't got no skill. I don't got no skill, right? But I know full well that you develop skill over time. You might be naturally gifted, but you develop skill by practicing, all right? If I'm over here not practicing at all, then what good is that to you? Now I'm walking into the dark abyss here real quick. See if this dog's around here. Oh, sure enough, she's old. She ain't too sharp, but it's all right. I found her. I could hear her wiggling. She might come over here with me right quick. But yeah, I mean, certainly got to practice, right? Shout out to my man Maitre Mark. He's already a seasoned musician. He's been out there doing rock band stuff for a while, doing it real good. But you know what I'm saying? You got to start somewhere. Shout out to Mr. Shepard, by the way. He's been putting out music and it's hot fire. And he's been doing it for a while. So these are my like inspirations to go ahead and start. You got to start somewhere, all right? And I could start in a room by myself, like whispering to myself, but that's not going to get me nowhere. So my idea was might come on, do a live stream, kick it off with a song that I cover, song that's very near and dear to me, and Psychopath is. I find Psychopath to be very deep and philosophical in a sense. And that's why I chose it first. And I really do like the song. But more so, I guess another reason why I chose the song is that Morgan Wade is a psychopath, all right? And I'm a big fan of Morgan Wade, and I'm not trying to take her down a notch or anything like that. Chances are she's never going to see this anyways, but let's say she did see it, right? You are a psychopath, all right? And I say that with love. I say that as being a big fan and having great respect. And I like your music, and it touches me in my heart, right? But unfortunately, she is a psychopath, and that does happen. All right. I don't, maybe saying psychopath is going a little bit too far. All right. Perhaps it is. And I will acknowledge that perhaps I'm going a little bit too far, but she's the one that sung the song. I don't know who wrote it. Maybe she wrote it. I don't know. She's the one who sung it though. All right. And the reason why I tend to believe that she's correct is number one, she's a musical artist. All right. We don't have time to get into like all the the female musical artists more often than not, they are they're going to be odd. All right. God bless them. And I love women to make music and stuff like that. I'm not saying women shouldn't make music. They should, but a lot of times it's conducive to them being psychopaths. And maybe it is, maybe it's the same way for men as well. That might be the truth. I don't know. We're gonna have to do more research about it. All right, but I specifically brought up Morgan Wade because I want to say, I have much respect for her. There's the dog, in case you were wondering. Bella. There's her head. There you go. Bella, she's old. Look, I'll give you a look at her. This is an old dog. Here's what she likes to do. She'll come over and she'll get petted, right? She'll get petted by me. I'll pet her some, but she really only gets petted a little bit. The reason is because, well, you really couldn't see right there, but her back leg's giving out on her. Her back leg's getting weaker and weaker and weaker. All right, and it's just what it is right now. It's like perhaps she was benefit from a better diet. But she doesn't have a better diet. I'm not the one to teach her. Perhaps, but also she is old. She's old as hell, right? So you can't expect a dog to be at 100% forever and ever. She's a little bit regressing at this point. So I can only pet her so much because honestly, her back legs get very weak. She won't even be able to stand very much if I pet her too much. So what she winds up doing is she gets her little pets and she drinks some water. Somehow she correlates the petting with water and food. Then she'll go over here as you see her like right there, and she'll wander off. I don't know if you can see her anymore. Right there. And a lot of times she'll like find a little bit to this side where I don't even know, but she'll find a spot in the grass and she'll lay down there. Right. So her legs are pretty damn weak. And so I know it's only a matter of time. Like she's about to find her spot right there. She takes her time. Takes her time. She looks off into the dark abyss and she's entertained by it. All right. And then she'll eventually do some circles and then she'll sit down in her spot. And I appreciate her. Miss Bella. All right. But the second reason in which I wanted to share a Morgan Wade song, Psychopath, is because Morgan Wade don't have no nipples. Okay. And I'm dead serious. I don't know what that looks like. Let me tell you that. She's sitting right there. I don't know if you can see her in the dark. She's sitting right there, content as hell, right? But Morgan Wade doesn't have no nipples, and that's none of my business, anyways. I mean, the by all means, Morgan Wade does not owe me any nipple. She doesn't owe me any nipples, and I don't need to see her nipples. So, like, I'm not entitled to her nipples by any means, right? But I don't think she has any anymore, from what I read. Could be a lie, but she said it herself. She said, "I don't have no more nips." All right. And furthermore, I don't think she has eggs, if you know what I mean. I think she like took them out and froze them or something like that. Which is fine. It's none of my business. I'm not like downgrading her off that. But I'm telling you, this what it is, and perhaps I don't know. Perhaps because she's a psychopath. I don't know. I don't know. It's just hard for me to wrap my head around it. You don't have no nipples. And here's the thing. And she did cut out her breasts too as well, as I talked about. And none of it's my business, but they made it my business. They made a whole article about it and put it in People magazine. Uh, she don't have no nipples and she don't have no eggs and stuff. And the reason for that is she cut out she got like a whole hysterectomy. I don't know if she did, but she was planning to. And she said, "Well, the reason I did all this is because perhaps I might get cancer later on in my life." It's not because she had cancer and she was trying desperately to survive. She's like, "Perhaps I might get cancer later on, so I'm gonna cut out my breast. My breast is I'm gonna take away my nipples and from what I understand, not replace them with anything." I don't know if they have artificial nipples. Do they? Huh? I don't even want to know, man. I'm not like a I'm not a consumer necessarily. I know that there's people out there and they even buy their ladies fake breastises. They even buy them for them. Me personally, I wouldn't even care if they're small or whatever. That's great. I don't want fake things thrown at me. Not only that, it's not my body, but however, it's like it's probably pretty dangerous. In fact, everything what I hear from breast implants is it sounds disgusting and it sounds deadly dangerous, dude. And it's like, oh, you got to deal with this whole thing, this foreign object in your body. Did you know when you put those implants in your body, these foreign objects, that eventually everything in and around it turns black, unless they got a whole new thing that they just and I never heard of it. It turns black. It's like because it's a foreign object in your body. So one thing I wanted to talk about tonight was that kind of a psychopathy. God bless Morgan Wade and stuff, and I wish her only the best. But yeah, I mean, okay, so for one reason I got on is I don't think that we have much longer here, and I don't mean that we're going to be zipped off in some sort of UFO or the whole world is going to explode nuclear style. I have no idea. Is it possible? Yeah, it's possible. Am I Am I banking on that? I don't know that I'm banking on that, to be honest. But I say we don't have much time here because me personally, I'm looking at the end of the year thinking, wow, I have no idea what's going to happen at the end of the year. Will there still be people live streaming at the end of the year? Yeah, probably. But will we be able to? Will we be able to afford to? And what I mean is, will we be spending most of our time trying desperately to survive amongst chaos? And if so, if that is the case, perhaps we won't even have time for streaming. And so I've been away from streaming for a while, just because the longer you're away from streaming, the more easier it is to not stream at all. You know what I'm saying? You get used to. It's like the same thing as exercising. It's the same thing. Like if you exercise like every day for years and you stop, it's actually going to be pretty hard to stop. Right? You're gonna be all messed up about it. If you stop exercising for like a week, it's gonna be pretty easy to not exercise on the next week. You know what I'm saying? Because you're getting used to one thing or another. So it's very easy not live streaming. I miss all y'all, sort of, in a way, because y'all on the internet. It's not like I come around to hug y'all necessarily, but in a sense, I miss y'all in a sense, and so that's why I came back and said, we're gonna see, and I know I said it before, so don't take my word for it, but we're gonna see if we can get on live stream. Maybe not every night because sometimes the nights are like foiled, like this and that. Maybe you don't have the internet. Maybe the power goes out. Maybe you got the internet, but it's like acting all funny and stuff like that. It's too much work. Those things could happen. But for the most part, I had in my mind, I was thinking like, well, perhaps since it is such a limited amount of time, perhaps we can keep it going, right? Because I know that it entertains somebody out there. You know who you are. Okay, the other reason why I brought up Morgan Wade is because it kind of reminds me a little bit this person, a little bit this person who I know. And the thing is, I'm gonna raise a fuss about it. I decided I'm gonna raise a fuss about this, and I'm gonna Google it or search engine and find out if anybody else is raising a fuss about it. Because here's the thing, I might be the first person, and I could be wrong, but that's why I'm going to search it. I may be the first person, and I could very well be the only person. And if that's the case, then so be it. Right. But I kind of want to start a movement. Kind of want to start a movement. But if I'm the only person in this movement, that's perfectly fine. Right. And what am I talking about? I'm talking about a little small female person who you may have known, especially if you're in America, right? But perhaps abroad as well. There's a person who I brought up before, and I'm gonna bring her up one more time right now. And there's a fuss about it. Ellen Page. Ellen Page. Where is Ellen Page? What has it to Ellen Page? I mean, facetious, but truly, I want to know. Truly, truly, I want to know. If you don't know who Ellen Page is, she was a female, and that's why I call her she, actress. I don't know when she first started coming out and stuff, man, but she was a young actress too, as well. And just to be very clear, I want to be very clear. Ellen Page, I find Ellen Page in a physical sense to be fairly attractive. All right. And I want to be very clear about that. And there's a reason why I said fairly. She's not very attractive. I don't find her extremely attractive. And I'm not trying to doubt her because the thing is, she don't even exist. And I want to know why. So Ellen Page, I don't know, perhaps through a whole series of events. I don't know. But but one day I kind of find out she's no longer Ellen Page. I don't know if I ever even witnessed a transition or if I just saw her and she was like not Ellen Page. It's all very confusing, but if you don't know who it is, she was an actress, like I said. But I don't know. A few years ago, she decided to switch it up. She decided to switch it up basically and become um, I don't know what the hell she became. To be honest, I think she was trying to become a man. I think I could be wrong about that. I'm gonna have to ask this person because this person is no longer Ellen Page. This person is Elliot Page, which is a man's name. Typically, that would be a man's name. I could see a girl being named Elliot. I really could. I could see a girl being named Elliot, and then like for short, be Ellie. I can see that. I don't know if I ever, and I'm pretty sure I never met a girl named Elliot, but I would accept that as a girl's name, right? But she switched over to being a male. I guess you would say a male. And the reason I stress that is because, of course, a woman cannot become a male or cannot become a man. She can't become a male either. It's just not possible. Um, but but more to the point is Ellen Page. I hate to just be like going into semantics about it, but Ellen Page was a little small, little female. So to add insult to injury, it's like, okay, you transition because like, that's the popular thing to do right now with some people. But what's weird and ironic and very sad and twisted and weird is that you're now male. And I'm not trying to hate on you, Elliot. I'm not trying to hate on you, but you're never gonna be a man. And I don't mean just because, your downstairs thing doesn't work like a man. It just doesn't. But no, no, it's further than that because aesthetically, you're not never going to be a man. And I say that because here's the thing: people might argue, and people love their arguments, and I'll give them that. But people might say, "Oh, there's short men. There's men who are that short." That's true. That's true. And I've seen them. I know that there's men that's short, but you do kind of have to understand, unless they have like a disease or something, even in their shortness, their body is going to develop into a man's body. And I'm not saying that they necessarily have to be good looking or anything, but it's going to look like a man's body, even if it is short. You're going to look like a man does. Maybe a little small little man, but I'm not going to get it confused. When it comes to Elliot Page, you're not never going to look like a man ever, period, or even close to look like one. And it's unfortunate. And I'm not just saying that just to bring you down. I'm saying it because it's the reality. And you know what's interesting is I'm a stranger to Elliot Page. Likely will never meet Elliot Page in my life. But if I did, that'd be all right too. And I'd treat Elliot with respect, right? Like you're a person. Are you a man? Don't ask me if you're a man. You don't even look like a man. No, no, don't ask me. But if you didn't ask me, that'd be all right. Um, that's what's interesting is that you're never going to actually appear like a man. You got rid of your chest. I assume, although I'm gonna have to do more research, that you got your vagina turned inside out. All right. Maybe I'm wrong for saying that, and I am on YouTube, so maybe YouTube will banish me for saying that. But from what I understand, your vagina is turned inside out, and now you have a penis or something like that. All right, it's not a good idea, from what I heard, and all the complications involved in all this. But even more to the point, why I bring it up is because yeah, there's plenty of like transgenders who we could say the same thing about them. But I wanted to focus on one person because this person was in my consciousness way back when she was a lady. I know that this lady was a lady, and now it's something else. I don't know who it is, but here's the thing. Um, that's terrifying, and people don't want to. A lot of people don't see. There's a lot of people who's around Elliot Page who either don't want to or are forbidden from knowing how terrifying it is. All right, but the way I think about it is, for example, we don't all have children, right? But a lot of us do have children. And the way I look at it is, imagine, if you will, your child was kidnapped, and this has happened to a lot of people. So a lot of people have first-hand experience with this. Imagine your child was kidnapped, and you never saw your child ever again. Child could be dead, or maybe they're not dead. Maybe they whisked her away and they're in some sort of slavery or something. They got their memory wiped. Who's to say? Some people don't have to imagine, but imagine, if you will, your child was kidnapped forever. Do you think you would take that very lightly? Like, for example, like just to be like that, would you be like, "Oh yeah, my child was kidnapped, but that was like a year ago, dude. I'm past it. It's no big deal. I don't." it's what happens. It's the world it is. It's whatever. Probably not, right? And like for example, say maybe even your child got killed. Perhaps your child got killed, and maybe okay, maybe somebody killed your child, or it's just to be a different scenario. Maybe your child was in a car accident. Your child died. It's kind of the same thing. Like a year later, if I were to say to you, like, oh, your child, your child's gone, or if that were to come up in a conversation, would you be like, nah, so what? It's not really a big deal. It's like they were alive. Now they're not alive. What's the difference? No, you probably wouldn't be. Right? I gotta figure out how to not cut now. But you know how that would be preposterous, right? And most people wouldn't act that way. So it's interesting because it's damn near the same scenario. You used to have a daughter who, by the way, grew to be an adult. So you had a daughter for a long, long time. Your daughter is gone, and I'm talking to like Ellen Page's mother because it's very typical. I don't know. I'm gonna have to look into it. Whenever I was hearing those, I was just hearing about Ellen Page's mother, and that's why I assumed. I look farther into it, but it's the same thing, dude. Like you had a daughter, right? Back then, if I said, "Hey, you have a daughter," you say, "Yes, I do have a daughter. My daughter's Ellen Page. She's a famous actress." I'm like, "Oh, well, that's cool." And you have a daughter, that's for sure. And you'd be like, "Yes, that is for sure." And that almost goes without saying that I have a daughter. That's my daughter. All right, because that all makes sense. All right, but fast forward like a year or two or however long it took. Now you do not have a daughter. Remember that daughter you had for 18 plus years? No longer. Where'd she go? Don't know. Don't ask. Not only that, there's somebody parading around in your daughter a little bit worse. Somebody parade. Internet cutting out. Brings the rage out of me. Internet. It's like I don't know. It's like the best place to do live streaming at where I'm at right now. But at the same time, it's like the worst place to because it's very far from the router actually, and I bet you that's why I like sometimes be cutting out. And I'm sorry about that. I hope that's not choppy. Usually I could tell if it's choppy. Usually I could tell, but hopefully it's not choppy. So, but imagine that she had a daughter, and like, so we're trained now in this bizarre world to just accept things, dude. To just accept things. No, you had a daughter. Not only that, you had a daughter who's like a famous actress. We got Andrew Trevino up in the. It's choppy. That's not what I wanted to hear. How choppy? Oh my god! If you have the capabilities, I want you to tell me right now just how choppy. Was it choppy there for a moment? Is it continuously choppy? On my end, it doesn't even look that choppy, but it could very well be choppy. How choppy? I need to know because, like, say if it was very, very choppy, then I'm wasting my time here, and I'm wasting your time. Ironically, if it was so damn choppy, you might not even understand what I'm saying right now and wouldn't be able to do it. So I'm going to talk for a little while longer. We're going to see what's the response from the people. Um, but I'll go ahead and I'll try and stay focused, even though I might just be wasting everybody's time right now. So Ellen Page existed, and now she no longer exists. Andrew Trevino said for a brief moment, for a minute span, it was really bad. Now It chops every 30 seconds, but it's a quick glitch, fairly straight right now. See, that's what kind of what I'm getting. Like on my end, it'll turn black for a moment, and then I'll come back, and I'll see my face, and I'll look deep into my eyes like this. But it only turns black for a moment. If that's the case, I can deal with that, I guess, right now. I'm not gonna move because where I'm gonna go? Perhaps like next time I could try it in my room, but it's like, man, I feel more comfortable. I got some room to breathe out here. So that I can finish my first thought, hopefully one thought tonight. All right, and then we might even talk about other stuff. If you we're gonna spend like maybe not an hour because I got started, and I like that. To be honest, I enjoy our conversations, but that's why I'm so late. And seeing as I'm so late, it's like I want to go to bed early. All right, and so it's not gonna be that we're gonna be here too much longer. But just in case if you had something on your mind, let me know. All right. But yeah, I wanted to finish this thought. In fact, I'm probably going to make more videos about it. Uh, uh, Unless I'm a lazy, dirty bum, I need to make more videos about it because I don't think anybody's making videos about it. I'm kind of like taken aback because the thing is, somebody has to make videos about it. Perhaps it's not allowed on YouTube. Perhaps I got to go to other platforms and find out. Is anybody asking where in the hell? The thing is, don't blame your mental health on me, and do not blame your status of living or not living on me. I have nothing to do with that. All right, because Lord knows people like to do that. They say, "Oh, if you talk any kind of way about me, I'm going to self delete myself," and I'm just so depressed. And it's like, dude, I'm not in control of you like that. People shouldn't be in control of you like that. I'm not trash talking to you. Ellen Page, I thought was fairly decently attractive. And that's not like the biggest thing in the world. She is also fairly talented, and I think she deserved dating at all. I'm appreciating. All right, but Ellen Page just up and disappeared, and nobody has to answer for it. Like I said, a kidnapping or someone died, and it's devastating. This person disappeared in just the same way. In fact, in an even more disturbing way. And nobody answers for it. Nobody even asks a question. You're her mother, and you won't even be like, my daughter was robbed from me. No, you're gonna go along to get along, just like her friends, her so-called friends. And meanwhile, all that y'all go along to get along, for as much as y'all do that, it's not gonna get her nowhere. And I mean it. And I think people do know what I'm talking about. You're not going. She's diving harder and harder and harder into depression, right? And y'all are just helping her. Y'all are such good friends. You're such a good mother to encourage the mental illness. Why? Because so that you don't have to like be in conflict, right? Andrew Trevino says, "Poor girl turned into boy, poor thing," and that's right. And that's unfortunately right. I mean, there's some women who are so big in their frame that perhaps if they turned all transgender, it would almost be more fitting. We're talking about like a 5'4" little bit, and she might even be smaller than that. And I've seen her. I haven't seen her. I haven't seen her recently, and she's not her. Like I don't even know how to refer to this person. She's definitely not Ellen Page. So whoever she is, she's now Elliot. You're never gonna look like a man. And I've seen you walking around. Oh, you're like flexing your abs and stuff. You're a little Peter Pan boy at best. I'm not saying that to be mean. This is the damn truth. All right, so Andrew Trevino said technically her daughter did kill her. This is, and I don't know if you can say that on YouTube, but you just did in the comment section, so I'm going to let it slide. But yes, in fact, that is exactly what happened. Can you imagine? You have a child, and some people have had children. I know people. I know people who've had children who have committed self deletion. Can you imagine? And your child commits self deletion, and after they do that, you say, "Oh, thank God." See, my child wanted to be an angel in heaven, all right? And so my child is transitioned, and I'm happier with my child being in a different dimension right now because that's where my child wants to be. No, I don't think anybody's ever said that, right? Why? Because it'd be a sick, demented thing to say, all right? Andrew Trevino said she did delete herself. Not even the same person, not the same person. Andrew Trevino says audio is fairly bad, just doesn't come for a few seconds at a time. What? Audio is fairly bad. Audio is fairly bad. Well, I don't expect the audio to be amazing, but at the same time, fairly bad does sound pretty damn bad. And then he said, just doesn't come for a few seconds at a time. Like, what are you saying that the sound turns off for a few seconds at a time? And I'm asking questions, but like maybe y'all don't even hear me when I'm asking that. That the sound comes out and it turns on. Well, I'm gonna study a little bit the whatever's I'm producing the production later after I get off the live stream. I'm gonna tinker around and look to see how bad and choppy it was. And if it sounds like it's pretty damn bad and choppy. And if that's the case, got to figure out a better place to do it, which is all right. But it's like I kind of enjoy being outside, and that's why I wanted to try it. Andrew Trevino says, "Yeah, the audio won't come through, but I see your mouth moves fast, and I can't read lips." Oh, damn. So that's what's terrible, dude. And so now I'm pretty damn sure that I'm wasting everybody's time, including my own. That's something to think about. Something to think about. God bless Andrew Trevino for being up in the building. Lord knows he needs to go and get some rest, and so do I. But it's not helping anybody at all if like my mouth is moving and can't hear nothing unless you can read lips, not helping you at all. And like I know very few people who can read lips. I bet you none of them are my internet friends. So with that being the case, you may not even hear what I'm saying right now. All right, but I'm gonna wrap it up and saying that, and you might not hear none of this, but the whole point of me getting on with the live streaming, and I plan to do it again, and we're gonna see if we can make it daily. But you already know when I say something, take it with a grain of salt. But that's what I want to shoot for, and then every day I want to like find like a different song that I want to share because there's plenty of songs that are very deep and are very meaningful for me, and I want to just like learn how to sing them, right? And then you know discuss a topic or two concerning the bizarre nature of our world that we live in, and let that be the thing. Do that until the end of the year, in which I'm saying, and I'm telling everybody now, everybody who wants to listen to me, hey, be scared if you want, dude. I'm telling everybody, dude, you have to let to the end of the year, and at the end of the year, all bets are off, buddy. I don't know what the hell is going to happen, and people might find that scary. I don't blame you. I don't blame you because that's a very scary thing. What I'm saying to you, um, all bets are off at the end of the year. If you can hear what I'm saying on the internet. Uh, but while we're here, and I'm going to say it again, I only have theories. And my theory is that All bets are off at the end of the year. We're headed at a million miles an hour to rock bottom, and we're going to hit rock bottom. And surely you should vote for one person over another person. And I think you already know who I'm talking about. But regardless of who gets so called elected, we are headed straight for rock bottom. We're going to hit it hard. All bets are off at the end of the year. But to those who listen to me, and I'm not just saying it because I want to make them feel better, or that might want to make myself feel better. Andrew Trevino says, "But you're about 85% fluid. What the f?" How did he know? He says it just has its faggoty moments. Oh man, I don't know if you're talking about my gender or my internet. I'm not sure, but either way, we can't be here all night. That's for damn sure. All right, we've already kind of been here long enough. But as I'll reiterate, because it's my theory, it's genuinely my theory, is we're headed very, very hard for rock bottom. And when, for example, when we hit rock bottom, and I'm talking about America in general, when we hit rock bottom, it's definitely going to have its reverberation all around the world. So the thing is, America in general kind of helps to lift other countries up, and we don't really give ourselves credit for that much, but we do. And so when we hit rock bottom, places that thought they hit rock bottom, they're gonna hit rock bottom, or they're gonna have a very tough time. Everybody's gonna have a tough time. Everybody has a tough time to look forward to here in the near future. You know, some people have had extremely tough times, right? So they're used to it. Some people, most people have lived their life and they're gone. They don't have to worry about it. We're gonna have to deal with it. But the thing is, like I tell people, and it's just my theory, it's something very, very good on the other side. And I would like to be able to say that I can guarantee it. There's something very, very good waiting for us on the other side. And just in case if you're curious, why is that? How do I know that? Because, and this is kind of the reason why I've been like withdrawn for the past, I don't know, however, few many weeks. I don't really know how long, but it's that when you study, like for example, and Alex Jones, for example, does it way harder than I do, and way harder than 99.99% of people on Earth. He looks at the reality of what we're living in, and he sees how horrific it is. Now, to live our lives in a productive manner, for the most part, speaking in general, people cannot focus on how disturbing our world has become. Because if they did, they'd be like in crippling depression. They wouldn't be able to go to work. They wouldn't be able to pay their bills. They wouldn't be able to feed their children, perhaps. All this. Um, and so that's why they try not to focus on it too much. And sometimes they see what they don't want to see, and they're like disturbed, and they go back in their cubby, if you will, and they hide. And I do that from time to time as well because it's so disturbing. But especially in this past few weeks, but for a long time now, I've been looking at the world, and here's the thing about it. Even in America, which do we have it way better here in America than in most places. I've been told over and over. Even in America, if you look at it objectively, and you look at the life we're living, and you look at the consequences of the life we're living, especially on children, but really on everybody, you realize that none of this is affordable. That's really the thing about it. And I don't blame people because all my whole life that people have been telling me, Oh man, something bad's gonna happen. Oh, in 20 years and 30 years and 50 years and sometime maybe at the end of my lifetime or maybe sometime after I die and stuff, man, it's gonna get real bad. It's gonna get real bad. But and I get why they say that. Because who wants something real bad to happen right now? I don't. I don't want nothing real bad to happen right now. Who wants something real bad to happen 20, 30 years? You don't have to think about it. It doesn't really matter, right? And so that's why people think that way. But here's the thing: just studying it objectively, I get that there's benefits. Of course, there's benefits to being in America uh, and living this kind of lifestyle that we live. There's also a lot of negatives, and the negatives are starting to very much outweigh the positives. And I know we cling to our positives. It's like, so do I. I'm no different from anybody else out here. We're clinging to our positives because it's like that's life for us, these positive things. We love positive things, but the negatives are so overwhelming out there in the world right now that this is why I can guarantee that there's something better on the other side. And I went ahead and I called it a reset because that's what they're calling it. That's what they've been calling it for years. Klaus Schwab and all those people, Bill Gates, Dr. Fauci, and all them. Uh, I bet you they giggle and everything. They call it a great reset. That's exactly what it is. It's a great reset, but these people are megalomaniacal. These people are really some psychopaths, and they love Satan. This is true, and they'll never realize you're only doing God's will. These people out here carrying out such evil that they're doing all over the world, in the UK, America, all over Europe, and everywhere. These people carrying out evil, they don't realize in God that they hate anyways. And seeing as they are only pawns in God's will, they think, oh, our plans are always going to go to plan, and we're gonna always have our way, and we're gonna destroy, we're gonna kill, steal, and destroy forever and ever until we're like mixed with robots and we live forever. They think this. This is what they think. Sorry to break it to you, your plan is never ever going to work. And it's funny, like you're the one who's going to go down real hard. At the end of this reset, I'm not threatening people, obviously, because I'm not in a position to threaten people. But you're the one who's going to go down hard. Why? Because it's all God's will. And what you don't realize is you're pushing us to the point. You're pushing any good people who exist on Earth, and I'm talking about all over Earth, to finally vanquish you, and you will be vanquished. And there's no maybes about that. And so that's why I know that after the reset, there's gonna be good. It's gonna be so good. It's just a theory of mine, but I think from what I'm seeing that it's gonna be so damn good that I can't even barely imagine it. That's how good it's gonna be. I won't even dare to try to explain how good it's going to be because I don't even have the imagination for how good it's going to be, but it's going to be pretty damn good. And so that's why I'm kind of excited about it. A lot of people will be talking about the reset and they want to get ready and stuff like that. And I don't blame them. It's a good idea to get prepared, to be prepping and all this. Very good idea. But however, you're never going to let's get up out of here, right? Let's go to sleep. But no matter, man. That's the thing about it. Some people be more prepared, and you should be, and God bless you. And it's like I endorse people getting prepared in various ways for survival. Say like with food, with currency, with water, with cigarettes. For all I care, it's like, dude, yeah, get prepared with guns and ammo and stuff, and all that's good. All that is very good, but at the same time, how prepared can you really be for chaos? And it will be chaos. And it will be chaos because these satanic people, first of all, they that's what they want. More to the point, it has to be chaos because that's God knows full well. I'm not gonna try and God necessarily, but let's hypothetically, God knows full well that we as people are not going to change. We're going to cling to our positive things that we have in our life. We're going to try to focus on them and not focus on anything else, and nothing's going to change. And he knows that. We got to get up out of here. But like for example, and this is an old number, 325,000 foreign children are missing in our country. Missing. Nobody knows where they're at in our country, and it's happening since before the Biden administration. But I'm saying they've been putting up big numbers, and before the Biden administration and all that, kids have been going missing up in our country, and kids have been abused and stuff like that. The truth is, we're just not vigilant enough. And I'm not like endorsing vigilantism as it stands right now, but I'm saying um, we as people don't have what it takes to change the world how we supposedly want. Oh, we want all these things in the world. We don't have it in us. We don't simply have the nerve. We don't. We do not have the heart to change this world in which we're living in. But you know who does? God. So he's calling for a reset. And who knows? I assume I'm going to die. And I'm not for self deletion, but I'm saying in this chaos, I assume very well that I will die in it. Uh, I don't care. I'm excited about it. I can wait, but part of me can't wait. And I won't have to wait very long, will I? I'm excited about it. Oh man, Bill Gates wants me in fear. Anthony Fauci wants me in fear. All these people, all these big bad people want me to be afraid of what they're capable of. No, I'm excited about it. And I can't wait for you to go ahead and pull that trigger, buddy. It's your only choice, isn't it? You're left with only one choice, isn't it? It's almost like you're desperate and you don't even have no choice in the matter. And it's almost like how it is, right? And so you're gonna pull the trigger and you're gonna do whatever you do. And then you're gonna go down and I might go down with you. I don't even care. The joke's on you. All right. But hopefully I'll holler at y'all tomorrow, perhaps from a different spot, depending on like, what the session is like here. Because I know that's probably pretty bad. But I'll holler at y'all. Today is the September the 9th, 2020, 2024. And actually tomorrow, as you probably already well know, Donald Trump, it's one of those things, dude. Like, dude, Donald Trump allegedly, and I'll believe it when I see it, is going to debate Kamala Harris. And that it's insane because that's even worse than Joe Biden. And that's what's crazy. It's like Joe Biden was going to be a train wreck, and it was a train wreck. And part of me can't even believe that they let Joe Biden get on the stage for that train wreck. But ultimately, you see that it was basically a coup on Joe Biden. They wanted to have Joe Biden go out and then make a damn fool out of himself, let him parade around like a damn fool, pooping his pants. And then they were going to like oust him. It's a coup. Are they going to run a coup on Kamala? I don't know, dude. I have no idea what they're trying to do. But supposedly there's a debate tomorrow, so hopefully we're going to catch that and then get on the live stream. I'll holler at y'all a little bit later.